The Uv29. I haven't seen much about this radio online, but I was able to obtain one. So this is how you program it. Pretty straightforward. It seems to be a mishmash of the same innards as a UV5RH or the 5RM or the 18 Pro, but not the GPS, or the UV18 rather. Just in a different packaging. But as always, here's how you program it. You turn the radio on.
Welcome. Frequency mode.
You then open the programming on the side. Plug your cable in. I am still using my CH340 cable. Let's get that lined up and focused. Okay. At the minute there's nothing programmed in on it. So first of all, let's fire it up in Chirp, which is supported, as I said. If you go to the radio, you want to download the radio. Make sure you're on the right COM port. Check your Windows Device Manager for that. It's a Baofeng, and as I said, I've got it plugged in for the UV17 Pro. Not the Pro GPS and not the UV17. It has to be the UV17 Pro. So let's try this. And we read it, and there we go. It's starting to read it. And there we go. As you can see, there's no channels programmed into it. And I'll just show you it working on the other one. So let's download from the radio. This time we will select UV5RM, which seems to be another variation on this, based on the same sort of internals as the 5RH or the UV17 Pro. And let's click on this and OK, and you can see it's reading it again. And again, blank. And one more thing just to show you guys. Let's get rid of that. The T6 UV series CPS. Fire this up. Make sure we select the right COM port and read from the radio. Start. As you can see, it's reading it. And there'll be nothing to read because the channels are blank. This is also the program you use to do the power on picture, which you probably see when the radio powers on there. Anyway, so let's go back to Chirp. So let's fire up Chirp again. Go to radio, download from the radio. Let's just use the 5RM. And OK. OK, so now it's reading from the radio, and I say it's going to read no channels. But in the settings, there's a few little settings here and there. There's the usual ones. You can have a play around with them if you want. Work mode settings, which is to do with VFO, it's how it starts. Let's go back to memories. Okay, so today we are just going to be using Chirp itself to grab the information and do the programming. So what you do is you go to radio and you go to query a source, and I'm going to be using repeater book. So we go to this and it's saying, where are you? So I am in Canada. Where's it gone? Canada. I'm in British Columbia, and I only want certain bands, which I need the, now this is a tri-band, so I need the 2 meters, 1.25 and 70 centimeters. And I only want certain modes, as this is an analog only radio. So let's go with FM. Okay. Now let's tell it North Vancouver. Oops. No, oh, double C. North Vancouver, and let's say within a distance of 15 kilometers. There we go. Okay. So what it does is does a query with repeater book, and it comes back with these. So there's various ones here if you want to see what repeater book looks like. you just go to repeaterbook.com, repeaters, and then you put in the information of whereabouts you are. And as you see, I have one up here, which is the one I use quite a lot, which is V7RPT, which is 146.94. So let's have a look back on Chirp. 146.94, there it is. Yes, it's a large footprint, so everybody uses this one quite a lot. Well, quite a lot in ham terms anyway. So all I'm going to do, I'm now going to copy these. So you click there and push shift and click the bottom one, select them all, and I'm going to right click, copy, click on the UV5RM even though it's a 29, click on number 1, right click, paste. So this is a simple cut and paste. Now it's come up with a warning here on one of the channels. That's channel number 8. That's interesting. Let's have a quick look at that. Channel number 8 is Mount Seymour, which 145. I'm not too sure why it doesn't like that. This okay. This is a packet repeater only. Okay, that makes sense. So let's go back to here and let's just get rid of that. No need to have number 8 in. Okay. So, as you see, Chirp grabbed the information, I've copied, pasted it. You can clean it up from here if you want, move stuff around or whatever. And the next thing you go is to go to radio, and you go to upload to radio. As you see, it won't let you change this because you've already downloaded from the radio, so you can't upload this to a different radio. It wouldn't be advisable anyway. Click OK, and click OK. Now you can see the radio switched to telling me it's programming. And okay, so now we're still in VFO mode. So let's go. Ooh, where to get into channel mode? I think you push and hold menu. Okay, there's channel mode. Interesting. It's only showing the actual frequencies, not the channel names. So that must be something in the settings. So let's have a quick look in settings, because you see it, where is it? Name, there we go. It's not showing the names as you have here. So let's go to settings, basic settings, and let's have a look. Oh, there we go. So display channel A type and display channel B type. So A is the top one and B is the bottom one. So let's change these to name and change this one to name, and let's upload to the radio, and OK, and OK. Right, as you can see, it's uploading to the radio again, and this time when the channels come back it should be displaying the channel name. Oh yes, it's in VFO mode still, so let's switch it back. There you go. So the top one is in VFO mode, the bottom one is in, the top one is in channel mode, the bottom one's in VFO mode. So let's switch to that and then change this to channel mode. Now it's CMO. So these are, yes, that's channel number 6, channel number 2. As you can see, they're both different. So it's programmed all the different things in now that it needs. Oops, turn that around so you can see it. Okay, now just as a quick look, let's close this off. No, I don't want to save anything. And let's fire up the T6UV software, CPS. There we go to tools, port, COM3, read, start. And it's now reading into the actual CPS for this range of radios by the sounds of it. It's not designed for this radio, but designed for a range. As you can see, there they all are. So that was pretty simple. So another thing to do is, if, say, like you have something that is on, say, a repeater which isn't listed in here, or for whatever reason it doesn't show up in here, but you're being given information for it. Let's just imagine it's this one. This is not actually on, imagine this isn't on repeater book, but you've been given all this information. So this is how you would enter it. So you load up for Chirp, go to the radio, download from the radio, always download from the radio. And before you start messing around with a new radio, always download from the radio and then save that image before you go any further. Just in case you screw up and you don't know what you've done wrong, you can go back into Chirp and you can restore it. Okay, so that's number 10. So let's just go into channel number 10. Let's program this one. So I'm going to try and let's move this across to here a little bit. And so I'm going to try and be aware that I need to have the radio over here on the picture. So as you can see, we've got a downlink of 146.94. So what you're doing there, the first is the frequency. That's the listening frequency. So it's the downlink. So you type in here 46.9400. You call it what you want. I don't know. Friends RPT, repeater, whatever. Now then, the tone mode, does this use a tone? Yes, it does. It has an uplink tone of 136.5. So you need to put that into here. And it's a tone. And then you drop this down. And it's 136.5. The next thing we look at is the we're looking for an offset, because you can't enter in this, you can't enter the transmission frequency, so you have to do it as an offset. So what you would do, as this is a negative, oops, flick that back, you need to go to here and set it to negative. Now it seems to already know what this is, but you would set in here as negative. As you can see, it's got various different other options, but it's negative, and it's 0.600, so it's 0.600. So you type in 0.600 into here. You can set the FM mode, just leave it as FM, high and low. Now, ideally, you always want to start off with the lowest power out. And if it's not quite enough, then move it to mean. Don't blast the airwaves with high, because you'll wear your battery down, and sometimes there's just absolutely no need for it. Why blast out high when you can use medium or low? Anyway, so let's drop this down to low for this instance. Now I'm going to broadcast to this repeater. So some of you out there might hear me, some of you might not. So let's so that's all that settings, that's done. So let's upload this to the radio. So we upload and upload. Go. As you can see, it's uploading to the radio now. And it's done. Okay. So let's disconnect the radio from the computer here. Oops. And let's let's change to what channel was it? Was it 10? I think.
0, 1, 0.
Oh, there we go. Friends RPT. So we just do this. Victor Alpha 7 Charlie Oscar India, just doing a radio check. Radio check. Thank you. Now there might not be anybody listening, but you did hear that the repeater came back with a tone there. It went beep, which means it's rebroadcasted it and it received it. There might not be anybody listening, but that was loud enough. Even though it was on low, the repeater still acknowledged, it still opened the channel. So yeah, that's how you program a UV29, to be exact, it's UV29l. As I say, I haven't seen this much anywhere, apart from one of my suppliers told me about it, that they were making it. Now, I'm going to do a review later on, but I'm not really that impressed with it. It just looks like a Frankenstein model of the 5RH or the UV25 internals. And
The time is 11 p.m.
and in a body of a UV82. So it, and there's somebody ka-chunking. Yeah, somebody ka-chunking that one. Now the signal, yes, it's bad. That is because of where I live. I live in... Yeah. I do this from inside my house, and the room I use is in the opposite end of the house from where the repeater is, and it's a built sort of like quite a, well, not a high built up area, but there's a lot between me and the repeater. But it's one of the ones I can usually hit reliably, like every day. Anyway, that's that. The Uv29l. Maybe it's coming to the market soon, maybe not. They gave me the option to purchase one, so I did. As I say, I'm not too impressed with it, but anyway, that's what I do. I get cheap radios, I program them, I test them, very, very basic testing, just to see what you guys think of them. Next up on this will be a power test. I've been advised it's a 10 watt, but whether or not it is, we shall see. The only ones that have actually hit the mark with me recently is the Uv29l, which hit 8 watts, I believe it was, and it's advertised at a 10 watt radio. And the Uv25 that I had, that big beast of a thing, that hit 10 watts or 9 point something watts output, which is within what it said. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. 7 threes.